Hey, how are you guys doing? Hope everyone's having a good weekend. So, as I had mentioned before, I thought it would be a good idea to start a newsletter every month. I'll be trying to send it always in the first week of the month. Sometimes I may take a little bit longer if I have some other stuff going on, but I'll try and do my best to send some information about a certain topic, whether it comes from questions from you or things that you want to know, or just a topic that I think could be useful either for your workouts and exercise related, or not necessarily just about exercise, but maybe about diet, maybe about more flexibility, or just making healthier decisions to improve your lifestyle and your general health for that reason too. So, what I would like to do today is talk a little bit about what we do after a workout, what you could do after a workout in order to recover and to make those muscles that just worked really hard to go back to normal and not be extremely sore or tight after your workout. So, a lot of people already do this, just making sure that you know what the normal guidelines are for this. That doesn't mean that it applies to every single person. It should be not more than 30 seconds or so. But normally, what you want to do after you finish a workout, if you work legs really hard, if you did a full body workout, especially for people that are over 30 years old, you know this. As we get older, there's things that we used to do that didn't make you a sore because your body could just recover from that on its own. As we get older, then we need to help our body to recover, and one of those ways is doing myofascial release, or the most common one of those is foam rolling, which we have at the club that a lot of people use. So what you want to do with foam rolling is, number one, this is one myofascial release tool. There are so many. You can use a lacrosse ball, you can use a golf ball, you can use one of those pins that you roll, that's just handheld, that you roll on the muscle that you want to release tension of. The foam rollers, of course, and as far as foam rollers goes, this is something important. You don't want to just grab any foam roller just because most people use the black one. Just grab that one, or the first one that's closer to you. At the club, at least, there's so many different types of foam rollers, but at the club, I know we have white ones which are really, really soft. Then we have the blue ones which are like a medium intensity, and then we have black ones which are harder. And then there's even a couple more that are even harder than those black ones, that are made of, it has foam on the outside, but it's hard plastic in the inside. So you want to start with something that feels a little bit painful, if you want to call it that, but it's not a bad pain. It's not a pain that you can't bear with. It's something that it's like a massage. You feeling that's getting into the tissue, but it's not extremely painful that you cannot resist it. If you feel like it's too painful, then you have to back off or use something that's a little bit softer. So that's one thing. Another thing is, you don't want to spend more than a minute on the muscle that you're foam rolling, okay? Whether you're doing foam rolling, whether you're using a ball on the muscle or that handheld pin, you don't want to be on it for more than a minute. You can do 30 seconds, move on to another muscle, and then maybe go back to that one, do another 30 seconds. But you don't want to do it for too long, because you're just trying to release tension. You're not trying to get rid of the whole soreness, and that's not going to happen either way with doing it for more than a minute. So some people just lay on the foam roll and they stay there for 20 minutes, 15 minutes. That's way too long. That's way too long. You don't need to do it more than that. What you do need to do, and what can help you after that, is once you're done foam rolling with the muscles that you feel are too tight, then go ahead and stretch. How long should you stretch? Research says that normally for a muscle to be receiving the benefit of a stretching should be at least a minute. Now, if it feels like it's too long to hold a stretch for a minute, then start with smaller amounts of time. So start with 20 seconds, at least 20 seconds. Try to challenge yourself and start with 20 seconds, move up to 30, 40, so on until you can hold a stretch for a full minute. If you can do a full minute, then just start doing little sets of stretching. Okay, so that's usually how you would get the most benefit out of foam rolling and stretching. Again, you're never really gonna hear me say you have to or you shouldn't. Some people think it's better to do stretching before. Some people don't like foam rolling. They just feel like with stretching is enough. And everyone recovers at a different pace and everyone's bodies are different. So if you don't feel like you're tight, I've had people foam roll and they say like, I don't really feel anything in that muscle. So, all right, well, maybe that muscle is not tight. It doesn't need to be foam rolling. Maybe it needs to just be stretched. So you don't always need both. But if you're looking to recover and you feel like you're too tight, if you have plantar fasciitis, that's also something that can be released by foam rolling and stretching. Foam roll your calves, stretch your calves, and then use a lacrosse ball on your foot or a tennis ball if the lacrosse ball is too hard. So that will normally make it go away. If it doesn't, then you might need to have a different approach. But that's something that you will probably want to keep in mind to be able to recover better and then have a great workout the day after. Because even if you're not working the same muscle group and those muscles are tight, you're not gonna give your 100% or even your 90 or 80% because you're tight, because you're sore, because you don't feel like working out, because those muscles haven't recovered yet. So allow them to recover, help yourself, and try that. So if you have any other questions, just let me know either about this or something else. And I'm also going to attach this month an article I think you guys should read. It's very interesting, and I'm going to attach some other tools that you can use for myofascial release, which is the first step that we just talked about, because there's just a lot more than foam rolling. You can even grab a bottle of water and put it in the freezer, and that can be your myofascial release tool. Okay, if you're talking about plantar fasciitis, you can step on that frozen bottle and then just roll your foot on it to try to release tension, and that can help you alleviate plantar fasciitis and things like that. Okay, so hope this was useful, and I'll send another one next month, and feel free to answer with any questions or anything else that you want to know, whether it's about this topic or something else. Okay, thank you. See you at the club.